Hello everyone, so in today's video I will be reviewing this Fanxiang I think this is an S500 Pro 1TB M.2 NVMe SSD, which you see right here. I'll be using it with a adapter like this. You can see right here with this adapter. I don't have any more M.2 NVMe slots in my computer. However, I do have an extra PCI-E 3.0 X16 slot on my computer, but it's only capable of PCI-E 3.0 by 4 in a 3.0 by X16 slot, because it's a second slot, or the second 3.0 X16 slot basically. And I'll be coupling it with this Teucer M.2 NVMe SSD heatsink fan, as you can see. So I'll be coupling them all together, using them all together basically in this video. Let's start. So let me open this up first. Just use my handy box cutting knife here. These are pretty well priced. These did not cost me very much. I bought about 2 of them for less than $40. And this is the box for it. Solid state drive. It looks kind of like a Samsung box. Feels like a Samsung box too. Bought a lot of Samsung SSD in the past. Well, it even comes with a screwdriver, which is nice of them to provide. Let me take this out. I'm going to put it into this thing. Okay, there it is. This is how the M.2 NVMe looks like. Exactly just like that. This looks like an R, but it's actually an F. It's Fanxiang. This is S500 Pro. This is PCI-E Gen 3 by 4X. Okay. I think it's capable of maybe 3,500 megabytes per second or something like that. If I got that wrong, I'll put it in the text. You can see that. So what I want to do is I want to put it into this thing. Let me get it out. Stapled or something, so get that thing out. Here it is. So I want to put it in here first, this thing. M.2 NVMe fan. Here's the thermal pads for it. Came with 2 for both sides. Guess I'll leave the sticker on it. I don't think it would matter if I do or not. I'll just leave that on. Let me get this off first. Get the sticker off. Get the bottom part on. That's the top part. I think that's good for the bottoms. It goes like this. I'll put the top part on there. Just like that. Got a plastic sticker on the other side which I have to remove. It's not cut off so easily. Both sides have to be removed. So let me get that off. Okay, so I managed to get it off. So what I did was I used a little tape like this and I put it in here and just peeled it off that way. It's plastic film. It's pretty hard to get off. But now it's on and that's all that matters. So let me get this on now. The way this goes on is I think it's like this. It goes in forward. Or does it even matter which way it goes in? Let me try to figure this out. Okay, it looks like would it matter if it I don't think it matters which way it goes in. But let me look at the packaging just to make sure. Here it is. Let me put it this way. That way doesn't look good. Maybe we'll put it this way. As long as the holes align. I think that's all that matters, like that. Okay, so now I'll get the screws on. There's 4 of them, as you can see here, in this little bag. to hold the heatsink in place. So right now I have it here. So I'll use this screwdriver to get it on. So all 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll get those screws on, and okay, so now I got all the screws on, 4 of them. 2, 3, 4. And what I want to do now is I want to get it onto the adapter. That's what I want to do first. Onto the PCIe X4 adapter. I think you have to put it in here at an angle. Like that. Put it in at maybe a 20-degree or 25-degree angle or something like that. So it went in. So I could take it out as well. No problem. Okay, good. So what I want to do now is I want to get the M.2 NVMe screw on the back, which is this little black screw right there, and get it on here. Kind of like difficult to do on camera, so I'll get it on there. Okay, just get that screw into that little hole. Okay, I got it on. So as you can see, this little screw is M.2 NVMe screw is on right there. So now I want to get in this thing right here, this bracket, so I could have support on my motherboard. Like that. So I want to get the screws in here, one there and one there, as you can see. So these screws, there's 2 of them actually. I want to get it into this thing here. So I'll do that next. Okay, so now it's on, as you can see. Got those 2 screws in here and one there. And there. That's pretty much it. So now it's ready to go. However, I do need one more thing because I'm using a power, I'm using a fan here. I need an adapter for this, so I will be using this. This M.2 to 4-pin adapter, so I can get power for my fan here. And I actually have 2 of them, so if I have another fan I could use it as well. However, I can use this to connect to a SATA power cable on my computer, and I have an extra cable on there that I can connect it to, so I can power this thing up. So I'll be doing that next. I'll be putting this inside of my computer. Okay, so now I open up my computer, so I'm going to put that adapter in there with my M.2 NVMe in it. So everything is hooked up. I just have to get it into that in that PCI-E Express 3.0 slot. It's an X16 slot, but it's only capable of X4. Let me see if I got that in right. Let's get it into one of the slots. I think that's in pretty firm. So I'll use one of the screws. I don't need to use this screw that it came with. I could just use the one that's on my computer, which is that silver one, so it already had that in there, so because of this extra slot. And I'll just fasten it in there, and that should be ready to go then. Okay, just make sure all the cards are in there. It's fine. Let's see. And I do have to connect this to a power cable. Looks like I don't have any more SATA power ports. However, I do have Molex ports. I guess I just have to use a different adapter then. This can't be used. I'll have to use a different one. Okay, so I got a different adapter. One with a Molex cable. Let me use that. And this, I'll connect it to here. Like that, and I'll connect it to a Molex cable here. That should work. Just like that. I got it connected. It's good. Everything is in, so I'll just tuck all the cables in and close the cable and close the case and show you the results on the computer. So now I'm back on my computer, and everything is in the computer, and what I have to do now is I need to enable the drive, because right now it's not enabled, as you can see. The 500s that I have here are other M.2 NVMe drives. These are Western Digital N550s, 550s, 500 gigabyte, and another one is a Samsung SATA SSD. So let me detect it. So we go to computer management here, like so, because right now I can't see the drive because it's not partitioned or anything. So go to storage next, go to disk management local. Let me go scroll down here. This is a 1 terabyte drive. New simple volume. I'll assign the letter I. Format NTFS file system. Allocation unit default. Volume label new volume. Fine. Now I should be able to see this drive. I should be able to see this on CrystalDiskMark. DiskInfo. CrystalDiskInfo, sorry. That's the drive. It's a Fanxiang S500 Pro 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD. As you can see, it is detected. Right now it's about 35 degrees Celsius. And I would like to test it out by using CrystalDiskMark. I'll be testing iDrive. And we'll see how fast it is. So the port is only capable of PCIe 3.0 by 4. That is about okay, I'm getting exactly what they advertised, which was about 3,500 megabytes per second. So that's 3.5 gigabytes per second. So a PCIe 3.0 by 4 port, so one lane is capable of 1 gigabyte. So that's 1 times 4. That's 4 gigabytes. So so right now I'm getting exactly the bandwidth that was advertised for this. So let's take an average for read. First I got 3.46 gigabytes. Call read. Call write. Use the write units, 3.181 gigabytes per second. And I run 3 tests and get an average of 3. Run another test. It should be pretty much the same. It shouldn't be that much of a spread. .459 gigabytes per second. For the write, it's doing it again. Okay, 3.180 gigabytes per second. We'll take an average of 3 tests. Okay, next test. I think that is done. So next one, third test. Okay, let's see what the average of these 3 tests are for each type. Whoops, made a mistake here. Forgive me for not using a DVR here. I do have a DVR on this computer, but I do not have a microphone on it, unfortunately. I have microphone on my other computer, but not on this one. Okay, so for the read, I got an average of 3.458 gigabytes per second. For the write, I got about 3.18 gigabytes per second. This is exactly what it was, what was advertised that this thing could do. And this motherboard only has a PCI-Express 3.0 by 16 slot on the top, as you saw, that had my graphics card on it, and the one that was right next to it, the other PCI-Express 3.0 by X16 slot is actually only capable of PCI-Express 3.0 by 4. So that's what I'm getting here. So I'm getting 3.0 by 4, which is about 985, I think, about 1 gigabyte, but actually let's be more precise, 985 megabytes per second times 4. So it has a bandwidth of 3.94 gigabytes. So obviously I'm getting the maximum bandwidth from this M.2 NVMe as advertised, with the adapter that I used also, which is capable of that, which is a PCIe M.2 NVMe 3.0 or 4.0 by 4 adapter card. So it's capable of that. Let's see what the temperature is. I put that cooler on there, that Teucer cooler. So this is iDrive. It's 36 degrees C. That's temperature is okay. That's not very hot. C drive is my it's my Western Digital M.2 NVMe N550 500 gigabyte SSD. So this is 42 degrees C. This one does not have a heatsink fan on it. This thing just has a heatsink on it. That's all it's got. So obviously the Teucer M.2 NVMe heatsink fan is definitely keeping my 1 terabyte Fanxiang S500 Pro drive cool. So that's what I want to show you today. If you have any thoughts or questions, you could leave it in the comment section below. And if you're interested in getting a Fanxiang S500 Pro M.2 NVMe or any other Fanxiang M.2 NVMe drives, then I will leave it in the descriptions below. And thanks for watching.